What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have WWE top 10 draft picks for the 2016 brand split. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 guys I think are going to be drafted to Raw and SmackDown in a row. And I'm giving Raw the first pick, and SmackDown gets the second one, and etc. It's going to keep going on Raw, SmackDown. So let's get on to the list, guys. Number 1, Raw drafts Dean Ambrose. A lot of you are probably confused to why Dean Ambrose is the first pick. But I do not see the WWE Championship going to SmackDown, nor anybody else but the WWE Champion to get drafted first. It is a title that makes him the first pick of Raw. Also, I do not want to see Roman Reigns being drafted, especially after his suspension, and he can't even be there. What if they have the WWE Championship match on Raw this Monday for Dean to drop to Seth for the draft? Highly doubt it though. Now the number 1 pick for SmackDown, Seth Rollins. SmackDown's first pick will be none other than the man Seth Rollins. And yes, the first picks of Raw and SmackDown have to be guys you can build the brand around, which is why Cena will not be the first pick of SmackDown. To be honest, the heel run of Rollins is actually his best work. So if they want to keep him as a heel, I'm fine with that. Although I do want to see him the face of the company, I'm fine with him being the heel of the company. Let's move on to the second pick, and Raw drafts Roman Reigns. He's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy. He's the second pick for Raw guy. That was kind of bad. I do see Roman turning heel after his suspension because there are many rumors of that happening, but without a doubt, Roman Reigns will be the second pick for Raw. Now SmackDown's second pick will be John Cena. What better way to legitimize SmackDown as a brand than having your second pick be John Cena? So right there you have Rollins and Cena, and SmackDown is now a must-watch show, not just a B show. The number 3 pick for Raw is going to be Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Now, not most people know how Brock Lesnar will play a role in the draft, but for the sake of this video, we will assume he is eligible. You need to keep Brock Lesnar on Raw for the sole purpose of it being 3 hours long, and you need a big draw like Lesnar for the droughts. Obviously, Raw is going to drag on a lot, so when you do have Lesnar, it will bring in new viewers. And the third pick for SmackDown, it's going to be AJ Styles. Since Cena and AJ Styles will go past Battleground and into SummerSlam, AJ Styles will be the third pick for SmackDown. I personally think a triple threat match for the vacant world title between Rollins, AJ Styles, and Cena at SummerSlam would be absolutely amazing and gold right there. That's the match of the year. Moving on to the fourth pick, for Raw, they will draft The New Day. The New Day are one of the most entertaining and charismatic guys in the WWE. Another reason I think they should be drafted to Raw is because once they split up, you have 3 talents for the long 3-hour Raw. You have Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. You have all 3 guys who could have a mid-card title or even the WWE Championship. SmackDown will draft Randy Orton. Orton will probably make his return soon, and they need to make it seem like a big return, which is the reason he will be drafted for the 4th pick of SmackDown. Also, Orton vs. Styles is scheduled for live events after SummerSlam, so you gotta keep Orton with Styles. Now the 5th pick for Raw is gonna be Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is one of the greatest things in the WWE, and I see Raw being his destination. He will be a top guy battling for the WWE Championship. And then SmackDown will draft Sami Zayn. As soon as Owens gets drafted, I want to see Sami Zayn get drafted to SmackDown, because that would be awesome. They will fight again, but for now, they need a little time away from each other, which is why I do see them labeling this as the last fight at Battleground, but it won't be. But for now, it will be the last fight, if that kind of makes sense. The number 6 pick for Raw will be Charlotte. Now the first woman wrestler pick for Raw would have to be the women's champion herself. Charlotte is amazing in the ring and on the mic. Raw would be a great fit for her, and I really want to have all the women wrestlers on Raw because they don't have too much depth. And SmackDown's 6th pick will be Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. There is no way that the WWE will be splitting up the club anytime soon. So for the 6th pick of SmackDown, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows will be drafted. Moving on to the 7th pick for Raw, and Bray Wyatt will be drafted. One thing to notice here is that I only said Bray Wyatt and not the Wyatt family. The reason I did that is because I truly believe that Bray needs a face turn, and he needs to separate from his family for that to happen. It almost happened a couple months ago, and I talked about it a lot. He's even in my top 10 guys I think that should turn face/heel. So draft him to Raw and turn him face, and you have a main eventer right there. Now SmackDown's 7th pick will be Enzo and Big Cass. These two guys are not splitting up. Clearly, Vince really wants this to happen, as he is teasing it so much. He wants to put Big Cass over Lesnar and blah 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 blah. But please, don't do it yet. And Vince McMahon, if you do this, I only have one word for you. You are SAWFT soft. Sorry guys, I had to go on a little rant because I just can't see this happening. The 8th pick of Raw will be The Miz. I see the IC Championship title being drafted to Raw. Plus, Miz's current gimmick and run is absolutely amazing with Maurice. Raw uses their 8th pick on him. Now, SmackDown's 8th pick will be Cesaro. SmackDown will use their 8th pick on the Swiss Superman Cesaro. I want to see him go to SmackDown because since it's 2 hours long, I do see it having more wrestling than promos, and Cesaro is more of a wrestling guy than a promo guy, and that's a perfect way to utilize him. And now, Raw with the 9th pick will draft Chris Jericho. As soon as I found out Chris Jericho will be staying longer than expected, which is for the rest of the year, I went insane because Chris Jericho is doing amazing with his heel run. It's the best work he's done in recent years, since 2008. And with the 9th pick, SmackDown will be drafting Rusev. They need to have the mid-card title, and Rusev has the United States Championship, which is why I see him being drafted to SmackDown. I can see Rusev being a world champion in 1 year. He is too good in the ring and on the mic to not be a champion in 1 year. Believe me when I say this, he is world championship material. And finally, we have the 10th pick of Raw, and it's going to be Sasha Banks. Since I want to keep all the women on Raw, because as I said earlier, the women's division doesn't have too much depth, they will draft another woman wrestler within the 10 picks, and it has to be Sasha Banks. Plus, Sasha Banks and Charlotte will feud all the way to SummerSlam, so you gotta keep them on the same show. And let's not forget that Sasha Banks is one of the most over wrestlers in the whole company. And finally, SmackDown's 10th pick will be Finn Balor. The surprise call-up from NXT will be Finn Balor. He was not included in any tapings leading up to the NXT takeover in Brooklyn, and he's also not scheduled to fight there. So it's pretty much confirmed he will debut at the draft, and SmackDown is the show for him to be drafted at. As always, thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter at WWE Pllana, and check out my other channel, Official Life Facts. Take care and spike your hair.
I like the way you